Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest and an icon on the line right now. We have Buju Banton. Good morning.
Good morning, brothers. How are you? Good morning to the Breakfast Club.
Peace, brethren. Happy belated born day, too, man. You a Cancer like me.
Yes, Cancer is a very special month. If only the Cancerians know that their calling is special. And whenever they do, they behave like we do. Very vocal, very firm, very principled.
So you believe in astrology then? So you buy into the attributes of the Cancer, sensitive and emotional?
I don't believe in their astrology. I know that this whatever is destined for man is written also in the stars. You know, every man is born under a star, and under a star, there are certain things that is imminent of his behavior, of his character. And so with these ancient teachings, yes, we know that there are certain attributes that are ascribed to each month and each tribe, like the 12 tribes of Israel, and they cannot deny them.
True indeed.
Well, I want to start off by saying congratulations. You know, I'm a huge fan of yours. You're one of my favorite artists of all time.
Thank you very much.
I came to see you in the Bahamas, too. I wanted to go to Jamaica, but I knew that was going to be too crazy. So I had a girls' trip to the Bahamas, and we had an amazing time when you got out and you were on tour. So congratulations on Till Shiloh.
Thank you very
25
much.
years, going gold.
Thank you.
Yes, classic album that I listen to this day. So I just want to first start off by congratulating you on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a lot of work. And those who know the journey of Buju Banton know that it's quite hard for a song to get gold after 25 years, right? It's like the artist could have died in between all of that, right? But then if you look at the dynamics surrounding Till Shiloh, then, you know, you have to ask yourself that time is really the master. Time is really the master. No one can stop the time. You know, some people, they go as far as say, how do you spend your time? No, that's a misnomer, because you cannot spend time.
Yeah, you know the irony of the Till Shiloh album is you know, that means forever. And you're able to perform that forever. It's timeless. Did you know that when you recorded it?
You're asking the artist if I know what I was doing while I was making the music for the masses. My thing is, as a young man coming up, our music somehow through the passage and through the pages of time lost the potency to elicit certain emotion in people, not violent, but certain spiritual essence that we all have inside of us, have been laid dormant. And they're doing everything in their power to kill it. Yeah, we are the most spiritual people that walk on the face of the earth. I'm not taking anything from nobody, but Africa is where God loves to be. And when we immerse with our music, we don't just immerse our music, dip our hands in people's pocket. We immerse our music to also touch the minds, the hearts, to elicit that little pearl inside all of us that everyone is trying to destroy with hate, malice, contempt, greed, jealousy, and all the negative energies that you can ascribe to the devil. When I first entered the music scene into America, I saw that it wasn't a place that was welcoming anymore to people being uplifted. There was a gangster culture being perpetrated, and I knew the end result was to send all these young men to prison. And we watched it, and we watched our brothers rap, and people dance their way right into a prison cell. Then we see our brothers rap again, and people drink their way right into a stupor. So we see that the positivity was deliberately being kept out of the music, yet you have guys who were directly trying to inject positivity, and they were relegated, like Nas. They tried to make it seem like he's a relic of the past. No, he's not. He's seeing things and saying things that he wants you to wake up and realize, but you're so caught up on the treadmill. The cyclical brainwash has taken so much great root in the minds of our people. And when an album like Till Shiloh come about, it was to remind you of the genesis of who we are as a people. And despite all that's going on, that feeling that you're feeling inside of you, it is very real. Yes? Now, we come full circle to an album like Upside Down, where the message continue. And if you look from that time till this time, it's 25 years. What have Buju Banton been doing? Have I ever wavered from the message? Have I ever wavered tried to uplift the consciousness of our people to let them know that instead of spending $1,000 on one pair of shoes owned by somebody who doesn't look like me, why not buy a couple pair of shoes and still look fly and classy? Yet save some amount so you can assure your subsistence. These thoughts are being given out by few, yet the majority is being led in a direction where someone will have to pay. We don't want to be the person who have to pay. We want to do what we have to do. Like you said, you recognize that the month of Cancer is not only one of the most spiritual months, it is the month where Christ himself emanates from. So it is written, in Judah is God known. So the first month of the year is April, Abib, May, June, July, Judah the fourth son. Yes. He said, Judah is whom thy brethren shall praise, and the scepter shall not depart from Judah until Shiloh comes. In Judah, you'll find, in the month of Cancer rather, because you're more accustomed to that term, you'll find the healers, those who dedicate themselves and know themselves and serve the true and living God, Almighty, the great I am. You'll find the great healers in this, the comforters in this month. You'll find the great musicians in this month, those who are not tied to anything material but relinquish it and give of themselves wholeheartedly to the music. You'll find them in this month. Yes?
Yes.
And you'll find people who are very vocal, very firm. Rulers and leaders emanate from this tribe. This is the tribe of Judah.
Now, when did you realize you had that gift? And I want to thank you
Gift?
and Butterfuco. Yes, you have a gift. And you and Butterfuco.
You also have the gift. We all have the gift. We are all created equally, but not equally, you know what I mean, designated, not appointed. Every man is created equal, but not equally appointed. So when you find your appointment, you work earnestly towards it and to deliver, because you did not make yourself. You were created by the great I am.
That's right.
See? And therefore, in realizing our purpose, our quest on earth is to continue to gain knowledge. Never stop. That's the only purpose man of on earth, and to remember the true and living God and give praises. All the other things then are ancillaries that will come along as long as you obey the law. You strive to obey the laws of man, but what about the laws of the Creator? We see in this time as Rastafarians, years we have been telling people, read your Bible, remember it, write it on the table of your heart, because a time is going to come when men shall seek to change the word of it and even change it themselves and remove it.
That's right.
And we're witnessing that in this time. We don't need no more proof, because if we did not see these things, we would have said prophecy was wrong. We see all the prophecy fulfilling right in front of our eyes, day and night. Haven't you witnessed the 3 days of blackout when the sun turned to darkness? They say it was a sandstorm from the Sahara. Haven't you seen all the pestilence and plague from the locusts and the big hornet, something where fly around, look like some drone, some mini drone? Haven't you seen the chaos and the riots in the streets and the pestilence and plagues and disease in diverse places, earthquakes and tsunamis and typhoon and bird falling out of the sky and fish washing up on the shore? Then what else are you waiting to see? The world is upside down and chaos ensues. So therefore, we now have to make sure that we know which side we are on. Two forces are fighting in the earth right now. One is good and one is evil. The dark forces are using the powers that they have, which is anger, rage, and all these destructive forces. And I see my people in America being caught up as a tool and a pawn. And I look at 6 children there in America, and the vice that I hear champion, I don't hear none of them say anything about it. My thing is this. As a people, let us fix us. We don't need no outside help to fix us. Because we've been good at destruction. We're the most destructive people you can think of. So we have learned the art of destruction. Let us build. We don't need no help to destroy. We can do that all by ourselves.
That's right.
Okay? When I go through the great United States of America and I go to some of the inner cities where black people should live, the dilapidated condition pains my very heart. It's upside down. Yes? We don't come to stand up on a soapbox because if the Americans wish to pick their conscience, they would reveal the truth that one of the firmest man who came to the America in the early 20s was Marcus Garvey. He was invited by Frederick Douglass, who died upon his arrival. He never even got to meet him. And he expounded upon the principles of blackness and black morality, black strength, black fundamentals, black progress, black business, black ownership, black everything. And they ridiculed him.
Right.
That's right.
They marked him. Instead of owning our own, we seek to integrate into what other people had. When you rent a house, you cannot dictate to the owner of the house what you want to put in that house as a structure is concerned.
Right.
Mm.
So if you integrate into something, you cannot dictate. We need more house, more black colleges, more Howard. You understand? Education is the freedom for my people, you know. Not a political party.
Mm-hmm.
Give my people the tools that you have been holding back from them. You've been kept Africa down. You keep Africa down for 400 or 500 years.
Right.
Build your nations. Build your empires. Yes? And
Yeah.
every time a brain spring up in Africa, you try to export it to Europe. We have to grow and solidify, unify around who we are. We're so busy trying to amalgamate and trying to mix in that we're losing ourselves rapidly. No sense of purpose, no identity. Look at all the chaos in America. And some of the songs that are coming out, I wonder what universe these brothers live in. Mm-hmm. Will you continue to make money off your people by leading them down the wrong path? Will you continue to drive these flashy cars and then reach yourself? After the demise of our people, when they need you now, where are you? What do you have to tell them? I'm sorry, guys.
No, don't be sorry. I want all of this jewelry. I want all of this jewelry today.
And you know what I love about it? The consistency of your message, because even when you go back and listen to songs like Champion and Murderer and songs uplifting our Black women like Love Me Browning, I think that message for you has continued to today, to Upside Down 2020, is always been consistent with you. And, you know, I might have heard those songs and not thought about what it was about until you listen later on to the actual lyrics. Like you sing along, you know, you dance to it, and then you're like, oh, but we are champions. And
of course we are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to understand, history is not written by those who were conquered. History was always written by the conquerors. And that's why it's called history. So if you break the two words up, you'll find his story, not mine, not yours. We have to continually tell our story. Our story is like a folklore because they try their very best to hide it. So we put it in songs. We put it in our raps to tell our story. Yeah? Our women, remember, you get the man, you destroy him in front of the woman, you show her that he's powerless in defending her. She cowers, thinking that he's indeed powerless to defend her against this great tyrant. She loses all respect. No, we have to, and we perpetrate this loss of respect as men. We bitch them out, all kind of things. So when we sing songs like You're Appreciated,
mm-hmm.
Love Sponge, Love My Browning, I'm in a lovely state of mind because I couldn't be there without the female. So we have to always remind the brothers that, hey, the duality of our purpose is not only singular, you know. We have a pure nature, we have to love them.
On the side, though,
do you think music is like that now? Do you think artists express the same thing that you express? Like, you know, thank you to Butterfuka and you. I was going to say that before. Y'all took care of my wife because my wife wanted to see you guys, and that was her only birthday present. She wanted to fly to see you, and she went to Trinidad. No, Barbados. She seen you in Barbados, and she was so happy. So thank you to Butterfuka and you. But that was her soundtrack growing up. And now it became my kids' soundtrack growing up because we play it in the house. But what I realized is that a lot of artists nowadays, we don't have that same feeling. It's not that same connection. It's not that same message. So what do you say to me?
Several things are happening simultaneously. God does not make mistake. My emergence from the dens of prison was timely. You understand? I was indeed preserved for this time. Or else the children of Cain would have taken me out because they want to rule the world and keep the people in perpetual darkness. The brothers' music, I cannot knock it. I can say to them and encourage them, look at this scenario. You got a kid, and your kid is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. You're taking that kid to school, and you're playing your music. If all your kids here before you go into the classroom, I'm going to F her, I'm going to shoot him up, I'm going to sell this amount of smack on the corner. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing as a parent? You see, it begins at home, and we have to start. You understand? And we must admit, we will have children who will go sideways. Because the powers that be, they are everywhere in them. They inoculate the mind in such a way that, but we still have to make a conscious effort. So look at that scenario. If the music cannot be played in my car, where my children is and can enjoy it, and I don't have to turn it down and shut it off, then it's good. If it's a situation I have to take to those measures, I need to recalibrate what I'm doing.
Right.
Now, my thing is, I always say to myself, when tragedy hits, I don't want to hear anything about the club. That's me, personally. No, I want something to uplift me. I want something to take me someplace else, not to let me wallow in my sorrow, but to give me that strength, that let me know, Mark, it's going to be okay.
Right.
Where can I find it? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. Buju, you know what? How hard was it to stay this positive when you were in that gated community? When you were in prison, how hard was it to stay positive like you are now?
You know, we have a saying, and I don't know if I can be just plain. If you're a pussy in the streets, you're a pussy in prison. It's a much smaller place for it to be revealed. So I was never one in the streets, so I couldn't be one in prison. You understand? Mm-hmm. I find myself mentoring a lot of people, you know, giving a lot of people strength, hope. At one point, you know, driving the car. You find that in those places are designed not only to break the human spirit, but to destroy the very fabric of the human mind. A weak mind cannot emerge strong from those places, gets weaker, because they spend every day trying to subdue it. They are not given the opportunities to learn and expound on new ideas and creative things, because again, they said you're incarcerated, but then there is so much illicit stuff for sale that you wonder if you're really incarcerated. The challenge is, if you are not a man who have no foundation in spirituality, you're like a ship left to the wind. If you have even a modicum, even an iota, you will be okay, because then you're in a place where you can cultivate your growth. So then, that's what I did, cultivate my growth. You know, I was there physically, but not mentally, never.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, and thanks to a great book I started reading by this guy called Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning.
Man's Search for Meaning.
Now, Viktor Frankl was in prison in a Holocaust camp, one of them places where them kill out the Jews, you know. And I find myself in a similar situation like him. I would project myself on stage, project myself doing things that I would normally do at various colleges and universities, talking to the children, or whatever I would do. I would project myself among my family, project myself with my dogs. I lived in my mind's eye. And in doing so, I cultivated peace, even against my oppressors. Because you cannot tell me that the greatest intelligence apparatus on earth who's able to see a needle in an ace that does not know that Buju Banton is not a drug dealer. So you have to relinquish that bitterness towards your fellow man. And I will not say, Father, forgive them because they know not what they have done. No, I said, Father, forgive them, but they know what they did. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And that would be really hard for you because you know yourself, right? And then the media puts out a story that you know this is not how things went down, but they try to make it seem like you're engaged in activities that you know that's not.
And that is the way it is in United Snakes of America's court system. have to realize a court is where tennis is played, court soccer. It's a game. Unfortunately, we are behind in the game, in the rules of the game. You understand? And so we suffer. I was reading a book the other day about a federal prosecutor from Washington, D.C. who found himself on the other side of the law. Not by doing anything nefarious, but just something simple. And the way his whole case was manipulated and twisted, then opened his eyes that he was a scumbag, working for scumbags, you know, and doing wicked things to fit in with his peers. Like, oh, you think because I'm black, I'm not gonna smash them, or... And then the dawn came upon him and he realized, no, it's a great dawn coming up all over the world, and a lot of awakening, a lot of eyes are opening. The world cannot be kept in darkness forever, and a sister. We're gonna have visions. We're gonna see things in our sleep, and we're gonna see it manifest before our eyes. We're gonna hold our head and say, oh my God, didn't I dream this? Because the universe is calling out to us.
Right.
Our wickedness has reached a level that even the angels cry. We have no love for each other. None. We destroy anything and everything that seems or appear to be good. We rush towards the evil. We flee from the truth. We're living an upside down and existence, and all this have to stop. Yes? Reset. Unfortunately.
You know,
but seriously.
Buju, you know, you got set up. Do you think that they targeted you to silence you?
Yeah, because there was a WikiLeaks report that came out from 2006 that said Buju Banton and a group of armed men assaulted a homosexual in Jamaica, and I got away scot-free, which was the furthest thing from the truth. What really happened, I had an altercation with a guy who came out of his mouth the wrong way, and I had to put him back in place. You know, I didn't know his affiliation to any group or homosexuals or anything like that. And then he started using that as an angle, and all of a sudden, I find myself, my government sent a diplomatic attaché to the United States Embassy, and I was on the radar from 2006. They always talk about neutralizing me. And then that wasn't a part of God's plan. So the Father removed me from them, you know? Yes? And put me somewhere else.
Okay.
Because let me tell you this, all the great men that I've read about, they all went to prison. I myself sat in the cell like Jesus Christ was in Jerusalem. I'm born a big ganja spliff. It's a blood-clad Catholic priest come chase I out. And then an Ethiopian Orthodox priest called me and came and show me the real tomb of Jesus the Christ. When everybody upstairs I look on the shore one, they're looking at the shore one because they're tourists. He called me all the way around. I said to him, sir, what is your name? He said, my name? My name is Jesus Selassie. That's it. So all the great man, from all the great man you can think of, we all have to go through that form of persecution, even the Christ. Because guess what? In the womb is where you grow. And if a seed is not put into the ground, it cannot plant. They thought they were doing bad, but my God is the greatest planner. We know. You see, when I just come into this business here, you know, the moon was above my head, but I gave my love to God instead. Yeah. So Buju Banton could have had many gold records. Buju Banton could have had many number ones or whatever. But no, God wasn't going to lay on top of my back. And I wasn't going to be doing a lot of the nefarious things that most of my brothers sold their soul for fame and fortune for. I'm a simple man. I love my dog. I love my beach. I love bush. I love mountain. That satisfies me because the earth is the land and the fullness thereof. I love my box guitar. I love simple things. You cannot entice me with the things of the world because it don't mean nothing. It's illusion. Love is the greatest things and them don't have it. So all the things that them want to possess means nothing.
Now, but when you came home and you left that gated community, your first concert, how did that feel?
Amazing.
Talk about that.
You know, that concert was also a fulfillment of prophecy. Because it's written that unto Judah shall the gathering of the people be. And the people did gather from the four corners of the earth to see the son of Judah upon his return. You know what I mean? And it was also in my country the dark forces was so high. You know, we had 300 children missing in 1 year, and that has never happened in my country before. And no one can give account of where these children are, you know? And the violence and the murder was so high. And then when you listen to the music, I mean, you have good brothers, Chronics, Protege, you know, good guys were there doing their stuff. But nevertheless, those who were saying the negative stuff to us, let me say something to you before I go any further. Uh-huh. Word is power. The word is power. In the beginning was the word. Let there be light, and there was light. The word is power. Now, if you use the word and you call upon demon, you call upon all kind of stuff, they will enter the portal. They will enter our realm as elementals, but through our dimension inside is so limited, we might not be able to see them, but we can feel the energy shift. You understand me? Mm-hmm. So that concert was also a closing of portal and a bounding, because the spiritual energy that resonates from the park, the National Stadium, if you had a meter to measure the measurement of the waves, you'd be astounded. And that is how the power of music, like when you go near a mosque or you go near a church when they're singing, that resonance, this spell, because everything is frequency, you know. It shot the negative frequencies. So the concert was not only Buju Banton singing and dancing, it was a works, a spiritual work in earth. You understand? And then right after that, you guys all witnessed the Passover, the global Passover, them called the Corona. But never before. And none of you guys, most of the world don't even see what's going on. It happened right on the Jewish Passover. And if you want to stay inside and observe the Passover and put a sign on their door, if the sign was on your door, you're okay for sure. If the sign is not on your door, Corona.
Your volume sounds a little muffled.
Yes, yeah. I said if the sign is on your door, you're okay. If the sign is not on your door, Corona. So we went through the Passover, a global Passover. And we are emerging from the Passover. But what I see happening is that we have to keep pushing positivity. Like I told you, there's no two way about it. The forces of evil are very strong and they're everywhere. But the forces of we, the good folks, have to keep fighting the good fight with word sound, positive energy, keep telling our brothers we love them, not only say it, but practice it.
Right.
Okay. What do you think?
That concert was that bringing home that message.
And there was so many different people, Asian, white, black.
People flew from all over.
Everybody together.
Yes. So the world came together in one day, and we celebrated music. We celebrated reggae music, and friends, Wayne Wonder, Barry's Harmon, DJ Khaled was there, a friend of mine. You know what I mean? You know,
Fat Joe said he wanted to go. Fat Joe said it hurt him that he couldn't go. Fat Joe was like,
well, Joey cracked him. When him saw out him flight something, man. You know, the last time we talking about to like the plane thing, you know, because Joey cracked, we go way back, you know. The people don't even know that, but me, Pon, Joey, even Jabba when he was a little kid.
He told me
we sang out up in the Bronx
with Fat Joe walking through the hood in the Bronx with
and all those guys. So it's a history. So Stefflon Don was there, Chronics, Coffee, you know.
Stefflon Don's on the album.
Cocoa Tea, just beautiful.
Hold on, Buju, you have to give me a good Fat Joe story, because Fat Joe is one of the greatest storytellers of all time. I know you and him got a story together.
Tell us the time. I heard he took you in the Bronx. I heard he took you in the Bronx a couple of times. Tell us about those situations.
A couple of times? No, we were always in the Bronx. We'd be at Jimmy's in the night. Because we normally go to the studio, like, you know what I mean? Normally when I come to America, I would always be in Queens. In those days, Joey used to drive a green Mercedes, right? So if I'm at the hotel, I could tell this is the car because it would always be leaned to one side. So no matter how many of us get in that car, the car was always leaned to one side.
That's when he was Fat Joe. That's when he was really Fat Joe.
Yeah, but we had good fun. You know what I mean? We make some good music too. It was always clean fun. You know, I'm a principal man, and, you know, Joey's a principal man. So we get along fairly well. You know what I mean? We have a couple bumping in the club sometimes when some niggas try to act stupid. I mean, brothers acting like niggas. We don't like that. Because you see, when we go out and we go to party, I really don't go to fight. I don't like that kind of idea. But your brother just drink and wild out and nigga out himself. You understand me? So, Negro, behave yourself. Let us go.
Now, Joe told me sometimes you might have had to put hands on somebody once or twice. They said, Buju.
No, listen. We don't want to talk about them things at this time, you know, because...
Come on, Evie, what are you doing?
Old news. I don't like that about old things, you know.
Hey, he wearing a wire, Buju. He wearing a wire. He wearing a wire, Buju. Don't listen to him.
Joe is a man remember too much.
That's driver A right there. Let me ask you this, Buju. When you first got home, right, I know your business has always been good. So I know so many people had to be coming at you, asking you to do things. How did you figure out who you could trust, what moves you wanted to make?
I've been friends. I don't change my friends. Let's start there. I don't like new friends because I believe it takes time to know a person. I'm too old now to spend the next 20 years trying to figure out somebody. I don't not into that. We can be acquaintance and we can be good, but the friendship thing is something I take very dear. It's a brotherly thing. You know, I need time to know you, know what irks you, what, you know what I mean? So I have a few friends. From 1996, I've been with Donna, Joey Butterfolk, we've been friends. Me, Joey, Khalid, DJ Taro, and Daddy Saw. Those are the guys who originally started Mix 96 down here in Miami in 1996. Right after Till Shiloh, and we became cool. Then Daddy Saw died, and we became even closer as friends, you know what I mean? My manager over the years was Donovan Germain. But when I went to prison, I realized I really need to revamp my whole organization setting. So I called my friend up, and I really didn't have to call him because he was always there for me. Even while I was there, he's my stand-up friend, my real friend. Him, DJ Khaled, because, you know, when me and DJ Khaled, before you guys know him as the DJ Khaled, that's my boy right there. You know what I mean? Used to be in Jamaica, chilling and things. So I told Joey, hey, I need you to handle this. And we got together because I believe, now Joey's from Haiti. A lot of people think he's from Jamaica or somewhere else. But I don't see my brothers, no matter where you come from, a demographic does not mean nothing to me. As long as you're a black man, you're an African.
Right.
Now show me that you value being an African. You must be honest. You must be loyal. You must have integrity. These are the traits that we have to start advance our people towards so we can say, Charlamagne, I've got $10,000, okay? Hold it for me. I'm going to Timbuktu. And when you come back, you say, Buju, here's your $10,000, man. How was your trip? You don't give me $9,950 and tell me $1 drop in the toilet. And this is the change you got out. You know what I mean? Some story. So until we can become a people where we can really and truly, you know, we need to work on these things. So, yeah.
You know, Buju, I know that I read in Billboard that you don't consider yourself an icon, and I'm going back to the concert for a second because the Minister of National Security, when you came home, he said you didn't deserve a hero's welcome. So I wonder what your energy is on that.
Sorry, you have to understand. Jamaica is a farmer plantation country. You know, you understand? Mm-hmm. The mindset of most of these people is fucked. You can begin to get into it. We don't have racism, we have classism. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. He have an opinion and he's entitled to it because even a dog is entitled to his own opinion. He choose who to bite and who not to bite. But I can tell him one thing. He is not a hero neither. I am not an icon. And I am not a hero. I have never claimed to be one. But I don't think he is one either. And I don't think he will ever be one either. And I can assure him that the name Buju Banton will be more remembered than his. What you say his name was again? See, I don't remember who you're talking about.
I know his title. I can't remember his name.
So these things, because I didn't live my life predicated on being a king of the dancehall or a king of reggae music or an icon, because I see these and superstar, all these monikers, I see these titles as things they used to fool my people. Because when you strip the title away and you look at the character of the person that they attach these things to, you want to run far away. I'm just a man with my music. I want to be a servant to the people, to serve the people and the music. Right. You know what I mean? And that I'm adequate with that. If 10 people understand the message, I am a happy man.
You know what? Did you watch the versus battle with Beanie Man and Bounty Killer? And what was that kind of like to see them together in the room?
That was beautiful. And I like the fact that it didn't boil down into a situation where they were arguing and creating more division, but unity. Because when people hear about a Beanie Man and Bounty Killer situation, the first thing come to their mind is a brawl, an all-out clash.
Yes.
All-out situation. And they did not do that. They disappoint all that negativity. And that, to me, was the high point of it all. Besides the fact that over 500,000 people tuned into my brothers, that to me was spectacular, that we did not feed the fools what they wanted.
Would you do a versus?
No.
I was talking about that when people were like, what verses would you want to see? I was like, I would want to see Buju, and I was trying to figure out who could you even match up with.
I don't want to do them something. I like more of them things. You do a symposium where we can raise with the youth them. You know what I mean? You have enough time to listen to the music. In these 3 to 4 months that the world has been locked down, how many people take time to do any introspection? Be a distraction I see now. I will not be a part of it. All I see is distraction left, right, and center. And the people who I think should be vocal are silent. And I've got a grave problem with that. So no. And furthermore, who can clash with Buju? If one album span 25 years, can you imagine the whole catalog? How long will that last?
You're talking that talk, though.
How long will that last?
From earlier,
what is your favorite song off that album? If you had to pick one, what would be your favorite song on that album?
Throughout all my life, my brother, I never put myself in that position of saying I've got a favorite song on the record. You know why? I'm the author of the work. It is made for the people. I cannot cook the food and eat off all the food. It doesn't go like that. You make the meal and you feed the people. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So, in Jamaica, we say a fisherman never says that his fishes stink. I would say that my fish stink. Yeah,
why your fish stink?
That's an expression to say that you can find a fault with your own product.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
You can find a fault with your product because, like, a fisherman would never say that his fish is not good. He's always saying, it's good, man, it's fresh. Diamond, be quiet.
Now, I want to go back to Instagram because on the song Trust, you said all over Instagram or mess with me, psych. So what aspect of social media messes with your mental health the most?
When I see how people utilize it, I have to ask myself, why can't my people use these tools? They say we have been fractured and fragmented and divided for so long. And if we've been given all these tools, I just come out of prison and I look at it from this angle. If we've been given all these things, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, why can't we use it more positively to be more effective communicators instead of wilding out, posting your meal, posting yourself in your bathroom? So I'm saying, I'm like, where's my people headed? Yes, we understand that it can be used to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when does we switch over to use it to move the race forward? We have never had such a huge medium to connect all of us in. And tell me which brother don't have a smartphone, unless you're Chuck Schumer.
You know what I love? I love in the video, Blessed, that you had coffee in that video. You think that's like the next torchbearer, those positive messages of blessings?
The youths are the future. When I entered this game, it was a rainy day at Clementary, through the advice of Mr. Homer Harris. Took me to Penthouse Record. I was 16 years old. I recorded my first song for Robert French. Coffee represents a new generation of entertainer on the emergence, on the scene, emerging. We have to support them. We have to try, teach them the rudiments and the foundation so they can grasp it and propel, so she can inspire others and others can be inspired. This music, reggae music, did not come from the uptown class, nor the upper class of people. It came from the sufferers, the people who live in a place called Backawall, Trenchtown, Rima, now Tivoli Gardens, Matthews Lane, Concrete Jungle, Waterhouse, Seaward Drive, very depraved communities. They sing their experience, they sing the challenges, they sing what it takes to get out. Because that's what ghetto means, get out. what it takes to get out. This has always been our key, a major key to get out. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
We have to keep the youths them close to the culture. We don't want them trying to merge too much with hip-hop because you're going to lose the essence of what reggae dancehall is. As close as we are to the Americas, we strive to be independent musically of the Americas. Because when our brothers in America need a remix, they can always come here and get something different.
Right.
So if we're busy trying to sound like them, then why do they want to come here to do something different? So we strive to keep the authenticity, strive to keep the music growing and creativity flowing. So it's important for us to embrace the younger ones, to pass it on to them, and they in return pay it forward. It has to go like that. With my thing now, we come with a spirit where Rome don't like it. Them try to destroy everyone of us with this spirit that God put in us to talk to people and gather in people. And when we speak with people, feel it. Because we're not coming from a place of illusion. You understand me, my brother? We want to gather with people and we want them to stop out there and perpetrate this foolishness and mashing up them community and destroying one another, destroying our children. Because you can't tell me that Black life matter, but our children's life don't matter. You know? I've got a grave problem with that because they are the future. You know? You understand? Let us go into our communities and fix our internal problems with our brothers who are using this merely to execute their hatred and vengeance through gang means on each other. And tell them our life really matters. As an individual, my life matters. Your life matters. His life matters. Her life matters. Our life matters. Okay? But we have been at the tip of the spear for so long that our cause must be dealt with, but it cannot be dealt with in violent and usurpers trying to take over my cause. You can't feel my pain.
That's why when they say all lives matter, we have to tell them, you know, all lives can't matter if Black lives don't matter.
Okay, you can feel my pain. So you have to understand where our children are concerned, guys, that's stupidity. And that's what I call nigger behavior. You understand? That's how they want us to behave. So they can use those words and downgrade us. Yes? And disparage us while we're hurting ourselves. You understand? If one brother was killed, and the whole thing spiraled out of control. Even if he's looking down, he said, he must be saying, this has gone too far.
Well, you know, a lot of people will hear you talk, Buju, and they'll say, oh, he's talking so positive, and he's talking about the effects of the music and the things that it makes them do. But then there was a time where when you came home, the Rasta community, they weren't sure if they would welcome you back because of your dealings, your alleged dealings with cocaine.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't too far for some guy with tall here, you know, because most of them feel like a long time ago. Them feel themselves and feel the youths and feel the community who was looking at that community years ago. So I don't even really care about that and what them want to say about that. Because who know I is a ganja man, straight. You understand? So we don't really knock them. Like me say, people entitled to them opinion. We don't really knock them. We don't really have no vibe against no one. Because if the wicked can do that to me and me can forgive them, why me can't forgive my brother? They can't say nothing to me if me hate them or separate me from the love from them.
Why do you think they try to put that on you? That you have a cocaine habit?
Well, because in the destruction of a man, there's two ways to destroy a man. If you go and attack him a character first, then you're moving for the ultimate kill. Now, when you destroy him character, is that if you put him in a pedophile, he's done for. Easy kill. You put him at a cokehead, you know, he's done for because his words will not be taken to be of any weight. He might be a dope head speaking to you, right? So these character assassinations, they proceed, they come before them ultimate kill shot, you know. So we who know. You understand? And this is not like before where you're going to feel like you're going to send some man come shoot Buju like how you shoot Peter Tosh or shoot on Bob Marley. Because it's a new time. So we have to let them know that we know who you are. You know what I mean? And we know what your game is, and we know what your intention was, and we know what your plan. But God also know and Him protect. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And many people say all kind of things. But the world is like that. Because when you are persecuted, you shall see your friends and your enemies and your loved ones. You shall see everybody for who they are. Persecution is a revelation, you know.
That's right.
Have you spoken to Vibes Cartel since you came home?
Yeah, man, him chat. Man, him talk. We spoke. Yeah, Addy. You know, and, you know, very sad situation. But him have to stay strong because at the end of the day, you know, we have to. You have no choice.
What are your thoughts on the racial divide going on in America right now, especially being that your music is always uplifted and instilled pride in the Afro?
The racial divide has also affected. I am a victim of the racial divide. You know? I was sent to prison in the United States of America and trumped up charges with faulty jury woman, corrupt judge, corrupt prosecutor, corrupt agent, corrupt drug dealer with them put upon me for try to get me mixed up in them drugs business. So it's wicked. It's a wicked system, predominantly skewed towards the destruction of the black race and the black mass. Wicked system, man. But I think personally, as black people, we've been too passive for way too long and we allow a lot of things to take place. We've allowed our freedom because we in America, most people in America think, oh, if it's not happening to me, it's okay. I don't know that, nigga. That's how they talk. Man, that's not my beef. It has nothing to do with me. When we start thinking collectively that the pain of one black man is the pain of all and the suffering of one is the suffering of all, we have unity. We need economic change. We need sustainable growth, sustainable development, proper living infrastructure, proper schools, funding. We need so much things as a people. You understand me? And it's so sad because I don't believe in illusion. You can't tell me that you can take 100 black men, 200 million away to America and prop them up and give them wealth and fame and fortune and hold them up as an example to the other rest of us who are down here hungry. Who knows that they didn't get there by hard work, but most of the time by chance and association. So we need across the board fixing. You know, what about those of us who don't play golf with the guys on Saturday?
That's right.
What do you think on Jamaica? And it seems like so many other countries are coming in and buying up Jamaica, and people are talking
countries for sale, man. You know, there's a global plan afoot by the Chinese to conquer the world. And right now they're in Jamaica looking for stress assets. After the corona, you know, a lot of companies were under pressure because of the lockdown. I don't know if it was deliberate or if it was manufactured to create a climate where you will have stress, quote unquote, assets. But they're busy trying to roam through the Caribbean, trying to buy up stress assets. And we have to be careful because we find ourselves not with leaders who love us, but leaders who love themselves and their family. And nepotism and all these things are so rampant where the Caribbean islands used to belong to the people. Now the people cannot even enter the beaches. Right. You know? And everybody's so busy caught up in them phone trying to post the latest stupidity that these things, when they realize and wake up, it's going to be too late. We're going to be out of home and country. You know, so did you see what happened to the Americans the other day? You're speaking about Jamaica. The Americans get caught on their you guys got caught off your feet the other day because when the coronavirus come, none of the essentials that America could not provide. Everything was made in China. Oh, be the greatest country in the world. Need a gun. And at the send to China for it. That wake me up. I go and turn a farmer I going into farming because I can't wait for my food to come all the way from China. I go dead for hungry by the time it reach.
You started farming?
Yeah, you know,
You got a garden?
Eh?
You got a garden?
Yes, I am. I go and start a bigger garden. I ever start feed myself. When you see what happened in the world the other day, it was an eye-opener. And I see the greatest country in the world could not supply itself with what it need because they were all manufactured in an outside country, and I couldn't for the life of God figure out how is that even remotely possible. Then the food that we eat, everything we have to wait until it come from the same place. No, fire burn.
You think
you eat meat? You eat meat, Buju?
No, I am.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you.
My sister sent me a goat for my birthday.
I was gonna ask you if you know how to slaughter a goat. That's why I asked you.
No, my sister sent me a goat for my birthday, and my boys wanted to kill the goat. I tell them no, so they were upset. So I named the goat Sufferer.
Sufferer.
Yeah. Yeah, I give more life to him, you know.
Do you think you'll ever be able to come back here to perform?
Well, to perform for the people is my desire, but it's no rush. You understand? Because like I told you, we stay close to prophecy, you know. And when we see the prophecy fulfilled in America, we have to look close because Jeremiah told us, get out of her, my people. They preach it false doctrine, the commandments of men. And that's exactly what they're doing up there right now. You understand? Who people need some guidance, leadership. People need a salient plan forward. I hear on the news just talk about defunding the police and all this garbage. My people stand the most to gain if there's no who want proper policing, not defunding. And no police who want proper policing. My people stand the most to lose if there's no cops walking around in those neighborhoods to protect them. When John feel like he can come pull your daughter outside or shoot your son in front of you because nobody coming around because now he's the Don, you gotta be careful what you're asking for. You understand? But people are so fickle, not until they are brought to a precipice sometime before they realize the grave mistake they're making and the things that they're calling for. So I want the people to understand choosing and choose well, because whatever you choose, you have to be the consequence of your actions, you know.
Well, defund the police is different than abolish the police. Defund the police.
Make sure.
Yeah, they just want to take some money from them big ass police budgets and actually.
Because if you kill children and police depend and police not defunded yet, our police not abolished yet, can you imagine how much are dead when them do that? Our poor people have the most to lose. You understand? Only from our own people, because you must realize, you know, our own people, we have a situation where they can't leak out and they can't catch who they want to catch to punish, so they punish who's closest to them. So you have community violence rampant. Friends and friends violence rampant. And if there's no breach between both, it's an all-out war and carnage. You understand? So be careful when you ask up the eye. You know, and the thing with them have to do and put the man and kneel on the man them neck and hold the man them neck and squeeze the man them neck. All those things you must talk about. Modifying and make sure something take out of the thing. You understand? And how can you kneel on another human being neck like that? Right. Why? What you doing? So yeah, we have to be careful.
Absolutely.
But Buju, what's your relationship like with your children? Because I know when you came home, your son had blasted you on IG.
Yeah, well, you know, my relationship with my people, them, you see that 10 years in prison kind of put a dent in some of the relationships with my children, them. But it's time, and time's gonna heal all these wounds. You know, but he's a principal man, and as far as I remember, I never pissed up my son. He pissed me up, so I can't tell a disrespect from him.
They said he came to your concert, though, right? He did come to your first concert? Yeah,
well, he could have come and he could have never come. I was so busy while I being there that I didn't even know if he was there because I was upset. Because sometimes that's the problem we have nowadays. As fathers, we have to straighten our children out because they are the ones who are going to be there tomorrow. And when they have their children, yeah, they're going to see why we were so firm on them. Yeah? It begins at home, bro. It all begins at home. And we as dads have to play our part. Even if it means squeezing a guy's neck, we have to play our part. In a Babylon, them say, when you discipline your children, them arrest you. Then the child protective agency take away your pitney and God know what else they do with your children. When in reality is the father said, if you spare the rod, you're going to spoil the child. Discipline them. Why not?
I know you got to go, Buju.
Me?
Yeah.
We're talk to a little more, man. I don't want to go.
Okay. You got to go, Yvette.
I want to know, Buju, what did your voice sound like before puberty? Like, no way you always had that voice.
Oh, my voice was like very fine. But I used to drink a lot of Guinness and throw the raw peanut in it when I go out at night. So while I'm coming up, I'm getting my gruff on too.
Are you, I wanted to ask you this earlier when you were talking about music that you could play in the car in front of your kids. Are you okay with doing like Wicked Dickie and Bati Rider and performing those songs?
No, well, I play them, but I don't play them around the children. Them, you know, when I grew up, any song with me make, when I can't play in front of my children, it was never played in my house. Yeah,
I heard though, I didn't know what Wicked Dickie was when I used to listen to that, but I definitely used to sing along. I know now. Songs like those, they're not all out brawls. That would be something suggestive, you know? Right. So, those songs are okay because I like people. I don't like, you must make the mind think. Right. All out brawl out and this blatant vulgarity, but have some finesse. Yeah.
Let me see what you're smoking, Buju. Let me make sure you ain't smoking no Reggie over there. Make sure you.
Oh, trust me.
Reggie means real regular. That's what that means. He said he doesn't know what it is, Charlamagne.
Make sure you got something decent.
Don't insult that man.
Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
Listen up. I want to say something to you. You have a very great platform, and when I was locked up, the guys listen to you a lot. You know, they listen to you and listen to Ricky Smiley, and they listen to Steve Harvey a lot. You understand? And I want to say thanks for being such a vocal person for the black community there in America. But while you're being vocal, protect yourself, because once you become vocal, you're a threat, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Trust me, I know. I want to ask you, Buju, what do you think this moment is for, man? Like everything that's going on in 2020, the coronavirus, you know, the way people, what do you think this is for?
It's an awakening, the recalibration of mankind. Everybody running on a treadmill. No one wants to stop and slow down and check life out and look at the things that really matters. Tell the people who you love that you really love them. Hug them. No one, the world needs to get a reset. And I think a financial reset is afoot too, because I see where a lot of things are not lining up like they were a couple months ago. What I find strange though, Charlamagne, is the fact that now they want you to wear a mask into a bank, and before you wear a mask in a bank.
It feels like a setup, right?
It do feel like a setup.
My friends who carry a concealed weapon, please be careful with that mask shit, because that's a class 4 felony if you're a concealed weapon. So,
what other books had a big impact on you when you was behind in that gated community?
Yeah, check out the Nagamadi text.
The Nagamadi text.
You know, and read from selected utterance and speeches of His Imperial Majesty. You understand? So, I mean, I read a wider range of books. I've always been an avid reader because I know that's where it is written, in a volume. Mm-hmm. Yes? And because it is written in a volume, my brothers, they don't want to take up a book. They rather take up a bottle because the volume is on it too. So we who know that they won't give it to us. We got to go search and find it, whatever we want. The truth, the knowledge. We got to get up off our lazy ass and stop letting the news manufacture our consent.
Right.
We have to start be critical thinkers, independent thinkers, bounce ideas off each other without arguing and taking sides and becoming bitter enemies over positions. Right. You understand? So it's a time for us to go back to who we were as a people, return back to our God, try find Him, try seek Him, because we have gone a warring after strange and Luciferian entities. So, be still, my people, and know that the Lord live. You understand? And all these things must come to pass, because if it was not so, our Father would not have told us so.
So we will live to see this world be right side up.
We will live to see this world right side up, sister. We will live to see this world right side up, because you know what? It's a wickedness cannot continue, you know, and injustice cannot continue, you know. We're making a stand, and we're lifting up our voice, and globally, they're rising up all the way across the world. When it's the Upside Down, it is depicting exactly what's going on, and this album was made before all these things begin to unfold. Mm-hmm. So then again, I have to give thanks and praise to the true God of creation for the inspiration that he has blessed us with in this time, for my people, to comfort them, to hold them meditation. Yes?
Yes, sir. Buju, appreciate the conversation, my brother.
Thank you so much, brother.
Definitely a pleasure.
All right. No, goodness and mercy, guide and protect you all. And to all the people out there, I want you to know that love the Lord and stay in prayer. Stay away from evil. Yes? Don't let the forces get you, because when you get angry, bitter, feel the wickedness, go get your gun. It's only wickedness and badness ensues. So, with that being said, brothers, thank you very much for the moment in time.
My brother, blessings. Peace, King. Thank you.